Hi, I'm Brian Peterson for Videomaker magazine. If you're a videographer that likes shooting for fun, maybe it's a serious hobby or maybe even earn some extra cash doing it, but you find yourself leaving your main camcorder at home when you go to the beach with the kids or the dogs, but you still want to take some good video, maybe even some high quality stills. Well, if that's the case, you really owe it to yourself to take a look at the new Panasonic Lumix G7. This is a very capable little camera. It's small, lightweight, less than $800, shoots nice 4K, and it's just one of those cameras that really fits perfectly between your cell phone and your main rig. And quite honestly, I think you'll find the quality and the features out of this camcorder come a lot closer to your main rig than you might expect. The Lumix G7 features a micro four thirds 16 megapixel MOS sensor powered by the Venus Engine 9 processor. That's built into an interchangeable lens camera package that fits nicely in your hands. The design is a bit retro, sporting large mode dials on the top, but with direct access to many programmable function buttons, control dials, cursors, and high-resolution live viewfinder and articulating monitor, there's absolutely nothing old-fashioned about the Lumix G7. Of course, we all like direct access to the camcorder's basic functions, things such as shutter speed, aperture, ISO, exposure compensation. So before we show you some of the test footage from the G7, let's take a look at how the controls are laid out. Let's look over my shoulder here. The layout on the top includes the on-off switch, drive and shooting mode dials, the front and rear control dials, function buttons 1 and 6, a stereo microphone, and the movie record button. This record button we felt was just a bit too small and lacks enough travel when you press it, making it a little hard to know if you really started recording by just touch alone. We like the placement of the stereo mic on top of the hot shoe, as it does reduce the chance of your fingers accidentally covering the inputs. Controls on the back of the Lumix G7 are well laid out and easy to reach with your thumbs. At the top is function button 5, the flash release, the LVF diopter adjustment wheel, and the AF/AE lock button surrounded by the AF type selection lever. The layout on the right side of the back include function buttons 2, 3, 4, playback, display, and menu buttons, 4 cursor controls, and the small speaker. The Lumix G7's connections for wired remote control, HDMI, and AV digital outputs are on the right, and the mic jack is on the left side, and it's placed just above where the articulating monitor can swing out, so with no cable locking accessory, you'll need to be a little careful when moving the monitor so that you don't bump the cord. The battery and SD card slips into the bottom of the Lumix G7, and it's kind of a minor annoyance, but the door does not self-lock. You have to slide this locking switch back into place, unlike what we find on most other camcorder models. We felt the only thing really missing to make the Lumix G7 a full-featured video camcorder is a headphone jack for monitoring audio. Now let's take a look at the Lumix G7 test footage.